And by that virtue, we can prosper and progress. Thank you very much. So I am prepared to take questions. The book is going to be sold at a very, very low price, only today, for $20 EC, so buy as many as you can. Normally it's about $65, $70, but $20 EC. But I'll be happy to answer questions as to how we can get into our schools, the books that are the products, not only what Irvin and I have done, but other Dominicans like Dr. Green and Ms. Green will be soon writing their own history of the history of dentistry and dental science in Dominica. It should be done, but give us your name, please, and then.
My name is Michael Green.
Michael Green.
Yes. I am a lecturer at State College.
Yes, sir.
Faculty of Education, senior lecturer.
Yes, sir.
Now, whether it was a good friend of mine, the one who you have mentioned.
Yes, I think I know you.
Okay.
I think we may have talked.
He knows me very well. Okay. My history is that I have just written 2 courses for the college. One is the history and civics of Dominica.
Yes.
And I will need information from you and Dr. Andre. Now, my upbringing is somewhat not difficult, but unique, in that I dropped out from primary school in the 4th grade.
Yeah.
Then I went on to 6th form college later on, became the first person in Dominica to go to 6th form. While I was in high school, I completed 2 masters, second one from Boston College, close to Harvard area there. In Boston, I was a scholar over there. First master's is in special education, the second one is in educational leadership and school reform, basically. So I would like to get on board with both of you to actually write the civics part of the, well, I go to do a text also, basically to get information so I can make the students know of prominent Dominicans who have contributed so much in one way or the other to the development of the country.
Absolutely. Irvin, you want to address that?
Yes, but in fact, the gentleman has spoken to me, and I told him I'd be happy to speak to him. But that is a step in the right direction. I hope he doesn't run into roadblocks of another kind in terms of the administration of the school and so on, because I must say that the desire or the appetite for locally produced works has been somewhat lukewarm, anemic, and you just have to speak to Mr. Levy and Mrs. Levy, who's also written a wonderful book of short stories. And I think that might be the hurdle that you have to overcome. Not so much getting the information, because I'm quite willing to give it to you along with Gabriel, but gaining acceptance of that, of the local product, of the local experiences, distilled into works of prose and fiction. I think that might turn out to be a biggest hurdle, to be quite honest with you.
Yes. I'm sorry. May I just, before you respond to Irving, can you say something?
I just want to beg to apologize. I have a situation I have to attend. This is fascinating, and I wish I could spend a little time here. Thank you so much, Irvin and Gabe. You guys are real inspiration. I'm doing a little writing myself, nothing in your category. But
well, we'll not have a history by Dominican Hotelier, so you do that one.
Anyway, thank you so much.
God bless you.
Thanks.
Thank you for coming, sir. You were saying?
Well, you know, but just today someone was telling me in front of President Clayton, you know, in terms about the challenges of writing in Dominica, the challenges of having Dominicans, you know, acquire your works and respect it and understand the effort to make English production and so on. And yes, it's been a work in progress. And yes, we're probably lacking here in all the islands in terms of our reading capacities and so on and so forth. I think we're making some progress. I think we have to continue doing what we're doing because Rome wasn't built overnight. And I have taken courage from the fact that many Dominicans, including those who are here and others, they have shown an interest in the written word. And I think the situation now is much better than it was a decade ago or 25 years ago when we did that first book and so on. The most popular question often asked is, why haven't the authorities probably put just little chunks of your works and so on? And I said, well, ask them, don't ask me. But it doesn't matter. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter. My work is not based on conditionalities of potential readership or potential support by institutions. It's based on a desire to document what is happening, what has happened, and the trajectory of our history. And I think that is the bottom line, and I think that is what we should aim for, really. Whether it is intrinsically important to write, or whether it is conditional on acceptance by somebody. And I think we should forget about seeking acceptance or seeking commendation or accreditation.
I agree.
And so on.
Because the moment we do that, then the work is perverted.
Exactly.
Mr. Emmanuel, thank you.
Yes, I think you sent me a draft of this in September of 2015. And in reading it, it was kind of gripping, but what fascinated me is your transition from the idealist revolutionary standpoint to the platform where you could actually look back and recognize that even in the green of the revolution, in our discussion you said that the rule of law must always supersede anything we do. And the rights of citizens must always be respected through due process, through a court of law. And it caused me to view you from a totally different perspective. As someone who have matured and can recognize that my views at that time, being youthful, being aggressive and energetic, but looking back, you could see certainly, yes, we had certain things that we wanted to do that was good. However, in the Grenada Revolution, there were certain things that were bad, and it only takes a mature person to get to that realization and even document it.
Let me just say this. This is a very clear person to me. We live through very difficult times. Even though I cannot talk about certain things, I walked with a gun between 1979 and 1982. I'm the last person on this earth alive with the story of Operation Red Dawn. So I'm going to tell you now, so you know, if I go tonight, you know the story. Algie Matthey. How many people here know Algie Matthey? Algie Matthey was the son of an ordinary Dominican woman of modest means, and an Italian who came to build the Carib cinema. So he had green eyes and sort of blonde hair. And Algie Matthey got into the SMA and then got into trouble with the brothers, and they dismissed him. And we used to have Sagwini lines come to Dominica. And Algie Matthey went to the dispensary and bought an energy tablet, put his clothes in a plastic bag, dove into the harbor, shimmied up the anchor of the Sagwini line, went into the prow of the ship, and sailed all the way to Montreal. Algie would come out at night to eat in the kitchen and go back. And Algie gets to Montreal. He puts on his clothing. He dives off the ship. No. He keeps his bag, his clothes in the bag, dives up off the ship in his sliders, and swims ashore, dresses ashore. And what I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't believe unless I can tell you it happened to me. And it involves Irving. So let me tell you that story of Irving, because when I tell you that story involving Irving, you will understand why what I'm saying hasn't believed. So I've been to Irving's home maybe once, and I came back for a second time with my daughter who had written a book. And his sister Celia, Irving was in court, he said, Gabe comes to see me, he's never been to Toronto, I'd never been. Why don't you take him downtown? So Celia takes me downtown, I'm tired, and I fall asleep in the car. And in the middle of Toronto, how many people in Toronto, Irving?
A few million.
Few million. I fall asleep in the car, almost like Rosie. And when she stopped the car, I woke up because the jolt. I opened my eyes. Standing next to the car that's red light is Desmond Revere, the nephew of Para Revere, the son of Doreen Francis, the brother of Dexter Francis. I said, among a million of people, if I'd opened my eyes a moment too soon, a moment too late, I said, Desmond, I'd not seen Desmond in 20-something years. You'll be coming tonight? He said, yes. He said, get up. And then the car drove off. Let's get back to Algie Matthey. Algie Matthey puts his clothes on in 1968 and goes to a stoplight, and a white van pulls up. And Algie looks into the van, and it's Rosie Douglas. If I lie, I die. And he becomes Rosie Douglas's bodyguard in Canada. Rosie's in jail, he visits him in jail and so on, and is deported and returns to Dominica and becomes dread. So after the overthrow of Patrick John, Malcolm Reed takes Algie to a meeting at Patrick John's home. Patrick John gives the letter to Mike Purdue, the mercenary, Ku Klux Klan Nazi leader, in the presence of Algie Martin, with a yellow Rubbermaid gloves on his hands, so there will be no fingerprints. And that is to give Purdue, as a contract he has signed, to overthrow the government of Virginia Charles. Algie, having been in the Black Power movement, and he goes to Antigua, he meets Mike Purdue, he realizes he's not going to be involved in this. He tells Rosie. Rosie's sister is the godchild of Virginia Charles. So it's a small country. But more than that, Mike Douglas is one of the most